asked ChatGPT out of all of my books which one was the most smuttiest. And you know what they said? None. I went out and bought 50 books. 50 books. 50 books. Anyways, I went out and bought at least maybe 20 books. I went out and bought like 20 books that matched the smut range, I guess. I don't really know what I was looking for. I just know that ChatGPT's definition of smut is very distinguished. It was very weird. I wouldn't say weird. It was very different than how I would have preferred. My definition of smut is like, it just has a lot of explicit scenes. A lot. It occurs quite often. But ChatGPT's way of what smut says, so if a book is described as pure smut, I expect it to be very graphic, very sexual, and often quite bold, not shy or subtle. And I do agree with that. It's just, I love me a book with slow burns. I love me a book with where they shy to touch hands. I love, like, I'm a sucker for books like that, okay? I'm a sucker. But once they actually do end up talking and everything like that, I do want them to get a little rough. So, I gathered up all the information, and these are the books that I came across. So, let's get into it. Okay, so the first book that I asked if it was smutty or not was... Hold on, let me just grab it from my stack of beautiful, enormous books here and stop. Was Onyx Storm. Obviously, I figured it's just the first book I saw, so I was just like, why not ask ChatGPT? And this is what You know what? I'll just hold it. This is what ChatGPT said. Yes, Onyx Storm is definitely on the smutty side of romance fantasy, though it's not a full-on erotica. Here's the breakdown. How spicy is Onyx Storm? Spice level 3 out of 5, moderately spicy. A few open door scenes with explicit details, but they are sprinkled through a long 66 chapter book. Explicit moments include fairly graphic sexual descriptions involving characters like Violet and Zayden. I'm not reading the thing that they said. They gave us an example of what they said pretty much, and I'm not reading that. But yes, Onyx Storm is pretty sexual. They said 3 out of 5. I would say, since I haven't read the book yet, I would say, based off the TikToks that I've seen, that this is pretty smutty, guys. Like, it can get pretty down and dirty. Next book that I asked if it was smutty or not, I don't know why I thought to ask this, but my results was kind of crazy, was Court by Tracy Wolf. I actually asked this about all the books, and every other one except Charm was not smutty at all, but this was rated the most smuttiest, so let me just read this to you. Yes. Oh, wait, that's not this. Oh my gosh, these are 2 different books. Give me 1 second to grab the book that was actually meant to be here. A Court of Thorns and Roses. So, there's been a rumor going around that the ACOTAR series is very smutty, and that's the reason why I bought the book. I had the whole series at first, but they were taking too much space on my bookshelf, so I gave half of them away, kept the first 2. Now, their ChatGPT is saying that the first book is 2 out of 5 when it involves spice. Don't know much about this book. I've just seen people were gassing this book up. They're gassing it. So some people are saying that this book is not smutty at all, so that's why it wasn't on my beautiful shelf of smutty books. But now on the second book, A Court of Mist and Fury, they're saying this book is 4.5. And let's read why. I also heard this book is like fantasy stuff, so what they're going to be doing powers and like, that's so weird to me. Details, major shift, explicit scenes, detailed description, lots of build up and payoff. Verdict, this book is often called the smut awakening for many readers. Oh my gosh, they're saying A Court of Silver Flames was the worst. Okay, we didn't. You get the point. Okay, so I didn't ask ChatGPT about this book because I don't need verification. The Mister by E.L. James. I'm pretty sure any book by her is explicit. And when you read the back, it literally says it's an erotica. It literally states the fact that this book is not for children or teenagers at that. This is an erotica. So, The Mister by E.L. James. I've just, like, you know how when you just go through the book looking at stuff, why would I go in this book every single time they talk about something sexual? So I'm just assuming this book is a sexual book. It's just common sense to assume. And along with that, Grey. I only have Grey. I'm gonna give 50 Shades of Grey. I don't know what's the difference. It's pretty much the same person. But let's just say 50 Shades of Grey. It's also an erotica. So, oh, it's told by Christians. Like Christian Grey's face. Well, I don't know. But it's an erotica by E.L. James. You would assume it's very vulgar, very non-Christian. Non-holy, okay? We're just gonna assume that. And along with those two books, Credence by Penelope Douglas. Do I even have to state why? Do I even have to speak more about this? Do I have to continue on? No, I do not. The plot is literally her moving in with her uncle, I'm pretty sure, with his two sons, and then they end up doing it together. Like, do we have to talk about that? Court. I'm just gonna talk about it. They said this is the worst book in the series. I've read the whole series. I don't remember them talking about, like, smut in the series. I was waiting for it. It didn't really come up. And also, on account of that, they were also saying that Cherish was, like, top thing, like, being smutty too. I didn't read Cherish. I got bored of the series and just, like, left it. But I don't remember Court having smut, so I gotta reread it, and then I'll let y'all know about that. But one thing I do know for a fact, Haunting Adeline is, like, one of the most smuttiest books you probably ever read. I didn't read it yet. I read Haunting Adeline, and this book is probably worse than this book. Let me know if that's true. Haunting Adeline had me scarred for a cool minute. I still think about this book daily. Some people don't like the relationship, but I love it. I personally think that Zay had a lot of growth once she was... I don't want to spoil anything. Once they went through that, I believe that he had a lot of growth. They both need some work. The Haunting Adeline series. And along with that, we're just gonna grab the prequel or sequel. I don't know. Doesn't it hurt? I haven't read this book yet. I heard that the MMC ducks the FMC in the water. Shark the main male character ducked the female's head in shark infested water and took her from the rear end. So I would agree this is pretty smutty, right? Even if it is only one chapter, that will take you out through your entire life. That will have me scarred. I'm scared to read a book. Kind of scared. I'm shaking. But it's another book that I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that's smutty as hell is Icebreaker. I was gonna get Daydream, but I'm scared that I haven't even read Icebreaker fully. So if this book is gonna end my life, what will Daydream do? But it might not. Daydream actually might just be better than Icebreaker, but out of all the amount of people hating on it, how much has I read? I've read to chapter 15, and so far there has been smut, but it wasn't like to the point that I'm hating on it. I actually kind of love the relationship so far. So yes, but that doesn't take away the fact that that's one of the most smuttiest books you probably ever read in your entire life. Another book that's probably the most smuttiest book you ever read in your entire life is Fourth Wing and the entire series. I don't know why I did Onyx Storm first, but the whole entire series, pretty much. I read Fourth Wing only, and Fourth Wing itself scarred me for the rest of my life. So I, of course, When I read it, it was a library book, but you know, library books do it best. Right now I own all the series, like the whole series, so now I'm excited to actually get in and read it, because when I had the library book I was rushing. But I do remember that there was a lot of smut in that tiny book. Here, let me get the paperback. And how tiny this book is, it's surprising on how like smutty it is. Cause like this, how could you fit that much smut in a, oh that's bonus content. How could you fit that much smut in 39 chapters? Another book series that I heard was horrible was the Dreamland Billionaire series. Starting off with the fine print, I haven't heard much about this book. I just know that I actually don't know anything about this book. I don't know anything about this book. I just heard it was smutty, bro. I just heard the entire series was smutty. And also, Terms and Conditions. Yeah, we've all heard of this book. Terms and Conditions. It's like CEO. CEO. So I know. And I only know that because on the back it literally says CEO. I don't know if I can read that, but it literally says CEO. And obviously, Final Offer. Final Offer. I don't know why it's the thickest one. Is this going to be like the most smuttiest one? I was trying to see if I can find something, and I did. Yeah, these books are pretty smutty for their age. They've only been alive for like 2 years, most of them. Maybe not 50 Shades of Grey, but most of them been alive for only a couple years. And how are they already having this big of an impact on the entire world? How? Make it make sense. Obviously, I don't have the entire Twisted series. I give them away because I already read them all. The Twisted series and the King of Sin series alone have my heart. They have my heart fully. Those are forever. Very smutty, very horrible. The horrible things Rias Larson has did to that girl. The things that Alex has did to Ava. What is wrong with them? The plot twist in Twisted Hate. We did not need that. The stalker vibes that Christian Harper gave to her. We did not need that. But thank you for giving it to me that way I can give it to you. I'm kidding. Anyways, The Striker was also a horrible, horrible, amazing book that I just read in the beginning of the year. This book was beautiful. It's only book 1. We have The Defender coming out later on this year. I'm excited for that book, bro. I'm excited. Like, I love The Striker. The Striker wasn't beautiful. I love the relationship. I love the yearning. I love the heartbreak. I just loved it so much. I love that book so much. And an honorable mention, because obviously we know it wasn't smutty, guys, but it was getting close. Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. She tried. Or she didn't. Maybe she did that on purpose. That way I could claw my eyes out every time I think about the series. I didn't read the books yet until this year, and I was hoping that there would have been some kind of smut. Because why did the movies get more smut than the books did? Why? I thought the books always had more detail than the movies. You failed me. I will forever go watch these movies. I will never read the books ever again. I'm lying. Maybe Twilight. Maybe Twilight. The rest of them, hell no. Hell no. You failed me. You failed me, Stephanie Meyer. You failed me. Another honorable mention, Caraval. Can we just talk about how beautiful this book would be if it had smut? How beautiful. How beautiful she would be if they could just take it one good time. I would say another honorable mention. I'm gonna say The Cruel Prince. Line them up. Line them up. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys related to this video. If you guys have any more books that y'all would like me to think about, maybe buy, because I'm always up to buy another book. Always. How many books was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That was 18 books, and the shelf isn't even, it doesn't look like it's been touched. But I'm always up to buy another book, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!